Okay, so what we're looking at here isn't just a story about a band. No, this is a blueprint, a master plan for how you build a global music act right now in today's world. And the group perfecting that blueprint, they're from the Philippines, and they're called SB19.
You know, for decades, the formula in the music biz seemed pretty straightforward, right? You get a huge marketing budget from a major label and boom, global success. But then you see something like this. You've got SB19, a group that's self-managed, totally independent, and they are pulling in these massive results. Results that are right up there with artists backed by billion-dollar Western labels. And they're doing it with just a fraction of the cash.
So, that's the real puzzle here, isn't it? How in the world are they topping the charts without a major US label, without that giant old-school industry machine pushing them?
All right. To answer that, we got to start with just how big their impact really is. And I mean, this isn't some small win we're talking about. They are cracking the code on markets that have been, let's be honest, almost impossible for outsiders to get into. And look, don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the actual numbers. When their latest album, Wakas at Simula, dropped on March 27, 2026, it didn't just do well in the Philippines. No way. It literally crashed the iTunes top 10 in two of the biggest music markets on the entire planet, the United States and Australia. That's huge.
And that right there, that shows you the real impact. See, this isn't just about selling a bunch of albums. It's about fundamentally changing the game. I mean, you've got industry watchers saying they are literally rewriting the entire rulebook for how a global music act is even born.
Okay, so let's get into the how. How did they pull this off? Because their success is no accident, believe me. It is built on this one core business decision that puts them completely in the driver's seat. It all kicked off with one single crucial decision. They decided to seize creative control. Instead of going the traditional route and signing with a big label, they put all their chips on themselves. And that move, it became the absolute foundation for their entire strategy.
So how did they do it? They established 1Z Entertainment. Now, this isn't just some agency they hired. This is SB19's own company. It lets them manage absolutely everything. The music, the visuals, the business deals. Which means their artistic vision stays 100% pure. No compromises. But, you know, having control is one piece of the puzzle. Knowing what to do with that control, that's the real secret sauce. And that's where their incredible use of long-form storytelling comes into play. A strategy that has kept fans totally hooked for years.
Just look at this timeline. It's brilliant. From 2024 all the way to 2026, they weren't just dropping singles and albums randomly. They were building a whole narrative trilogy. It kicked off with Pagsibol, which means growth. Then we got Pagtadhag, or strength, and the whole thing culminates with Wakas at Simula, the end and beginning. It's a 3-year story arc. It makes every single release feel like it's part of this bigger, much more meaningful journey.
And the strategy for rolling this out over 3 years? Just as genius. They called it Asia First, Global Ready. So what they did was focus on locking down their home continent and Oceania first, building this incredibly powerful base. That way, when they expanded into the West, they came in on their own terms. Not as newcomers begging for a chance, but as a force to be reckoned with.
And that powerful base? Well, of course, that's their fandom, the A'TIN. But let's be clear. SB19 and 1Z Entertainment don't just have fans. They have a mobilized global army. And they plan every move, every logistic with that army in mind.
So just how big is this army? Well, how about this big? For their upcoming Trilogy Finale concert, the venue they've picked has a potential capacity of over 70,000 people. Let that sink in for a minute. 70,000 for a completely independent act. That's just insane.
And that venue choice wasn't random. It was a total stroke of genius, designed specifically for their global fans. The SMDC Festival Grounds is just 15 minutes from the main international airport. Think about that. It makes it incredibly easy for A'TIN to fly in from all over the world. It's a huge, clear signal that they know their audience is global and they are here to cater to them.
So let's recap. You've got the independent model giving them full control. You have this brilliant long-term storytelling. And you have a mobilized global fan base. What does that all lead to? It all leads to this moment right here, taking all that success they built at home and stepping onto the biggest stages in the world.
And first up, it's the grand finale on their home turf, the Wakas at Simula concert on April 18th. Look, this isn't just another show. This is the victory lap for their entire 3-year story. It's a massive celebration of everything they've built with their home crowd.
And you know, this whole journey has triggered a major evolution. They're not just a successful band anymore. They've truly become global ambassadors for an entire genre, P-pop. They're proving to the whole world that Filipino talent belongs on the global stage.
And this contrast right here just says it all. On one side, you have this massive, epic hometown victory celebration in Manila. But on the other, that's the global validation, because they were just announced as the first ever Filipino act to play Lollapalooza in Chicago. This is the blueprint in action. Build your foundation, own your story, and then take on the world.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? SB19's story proves, without a doubt, that you don't have to sign away your creative soul to become a global superstar. And it leaves the entire music industry with one massive, fascinating question to chew on. In a world of digital fandoms and direct-to-fan connections, is independence the new superpower in music?